Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the show. I'm joined again by Benny. He's here again, as always.
What's up?
We're going to be doing something fun for you. This might be a little series. I'm thinking about it. We're going to be reviewing the first episode of SPYxFamily, SPYxFamily, however you say it. I think it's SPYxFamily because Hunter is not pronounced
yeah,
Hunter.
I've been saying SPYxFamily.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's SPYxFamily. Anyway,
I figured that much, but yeah.
So this is going to be episode 1, and we're going to hopefully review the season for you guys, so hopefully you will stick around. But yeah, let's just get into it. This is our review of the first episode of SPYxFamily.
SPYxFamily. I'll try to avoid the X, but it's what I've been saying the whole time, so I'll do my best.
Alright, so SPYxFamily, it's the manga that's taken the world by storm over the past few years. It's finally got its first anime adaptation. This was the first episode. So this show is going to be about a family of spies, would you know it? Our main character, Twilight, has taken a mission where he has to become a family man and infiltrate the school to meet the boss of the bosses, whatever. So basically this man who's a master of disguise has to infiltrate the school by starting his own family, and that proves to be a little bit of a problem because this guy doesn't seem like the best father type there is. So that is the premise for the story. We'll see where it goes. Again, we have not read the manga, so don't, if you comment down below, don't spoil it for us, please. And we're going to be giving our reaction, first thoughts of this. So we don't know anything that's going to happen in the season, so don't be like, hey, what are you guys talking about? You don't know that this happens? No, we don't know what happens.
Nope.
So we're going to do our best here. So yes, first episode. This is the premise. It sets it up for us. Yeah, so he gets his mission. We get introduced to Twilight as a character. He's a master of disguise. That's his specialty. And we meet the daughter that he adopts. We have not met the wife yet, but we have our premise. We have everything we need. So this first episode, what do you think of it so far?
I think it was a good intro. I was not expecting them to not show the wife. I just didn't think they were gonna. I thought they were gonna kind of like introduce the whole family in the first episode, but I guess that it's pretty good to kind of stretch out like the whole process of the thing.
I think it's slated for 24 episodes too, so just if you are watching it, just know that there's going to be about 24 episodes.
Oh, one season, 24 episodes?
Yeah, according to the Blu-ray release. Yeah, so I think it was a really good episode to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, or like you said, I was kind of surprised that they didn't introduce the family right away. From what I've seen from it, I've only seen covers of the family, so I thought that they were just like a family.
Yeah, like I thought it was like a just a group thing, like maybe like the Twilight and the lady work together, or they work for like the same company, and they were gonna be like, hey, guess what? Your family. I even thought Anya was part of the same company, like as they were.
I thought
the whole thing just because of the fact that she's a telepath.
Oh yeah, that was.
I thought they're like, hey, like you're gonna be undercover. Like that was my thing going into like maybe like she's like a little undercover agent, too smart for herself, but because she's a telepath, like she can't like tell anybody shit. I don't know, this is where my brain was going.
Yeah, I just thought that it was going to be like Mr. and Mrs. Smith style where they were married together and they didn't realize that they were spies, which I think it still could. But no, I'm assuming not because they're going to get the mission unless he finds her and doesn't realize that she is a spy when he marries her or makes her his wife, whatever. But yeah, I was going into this expecting kind of a Mr. and Mrs. Smith vibe. I believe it's labeled as like a comedy overall.
Yeah, I think it's like mystery, comedy, like
slight action.
Yeah, something like that.
So yeah, we follow our main guy, Twilight, and he finds this little orphanage to get his adopted daughter, and we find Anya, cute little pink-haired girl, and you don't realize it at first, but she's really smart. He's thinking these things. He's doing a crossword. He's like, oh, this is the answers. Let me test her, because I need a smart kid to get into the school. She just passed the entrance exams, and we find out that Anya's actually reading his mind, and I think they do a really good job with like presenting that, like the little sparkles and the
yeah, like it like shows like it kind of gives you like instead of just like out of nowhere like not being able to tell where the dialogue's coming from, like when she's reading minds.
Yeah.
So it's like you kind of get that perspective because otherwise she's just a 6-year-old kid and you're like, oh, yeah, like, that's adorable.
Yeah, so it's really cool that they introduced that. I wasn't expecting someone like a telepath. I thought it was going to be just spies and that like kind of set in reality. But we find out that she is part of an experiment and she was created somewhere in a lab. And our main character, Twilight, doesn't know that yet. But the whole episode follows them interacting and her pretty much reading his mind and him not knowing it. And she's kind of like doing things based off reading his mind. Like there's a part where he's like, I gotta send her back, and she kind of cries about it, like, oh, please don't send me back, and stuff like that.
So did the kid thing, you freak out in public to get your way.
Yeah, pulls on his heartstrings a little bit.
Yep.
And yeah, so we have our premise. I think we have our bad guy, kind of, the one dude that he fights, but I'm not sure if he's gonna come back.
I don't think he's gonna come back. Yeah, he's like, you messed with my family. He's like, I will kill you.
Yeah.
He's like, leave me the hell alone. Because I think, I don't know if that's really the main bad guy. Like, he'll probably come back after him again later, but I feel like the main bad guy is still that Desmond Donovan guy that they're going after, that that dude looks just fucking terrified in that picture they showed of him.
Yeah,
I think his name was Desmond. That picture they showed, that man looked scared to death.
So yeah, they have to. The only way that this guy's been seen in public, Desmond, is at these parent-teacher conferences for this elite.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Like,
this school,
this super
prestigious school.
Yeah, prestigious school for rich, powerful kids. You know that they go there.
So,
and
yeah, Twilight's mission is he needs to get a family and have that kid enroll so that way he can meet this person at the parent-teacher conference.
And figure out how to get dirt on him, because the whole thing of the episode is that he works for the agency. There's the two sides to the country, basically. You know how it goes, Civil War style. There's Westeros and there's like the Osteron or something like that. Yeah. So you have two sides. He obviously works for one side. So that makes me think maybe what's-her-face, the wife, work for the other side.
Oh, yeah.
Like, maybe that kind of, like, how ties in the whole Mr. and Mrs. Smith theme, if they stick with that.
Yeah. He doesn't realize it?
Because I know, obviously, she's an assassin, just based off, like, the stuff that I've seen leading up to the premiere of the anime. And so that's kind of just, like, my assumption there, too, is, like, maybe she works for the other side, but he, like, sees her, and he's like, hey, you're great, work for me. He's like... But then and it just turns like this whole spy comedy type thing.
Yeah. So we obviously know he gets a wife because of the cover we've seen. So it's not like we're spoiling that for you if you haven't seen it yet. But yeah, that could be fun. Or maybe like her agency tells him like, hey, he's looking for a wife. Go and be his wife, and then he doesn't let him know that you're a spy for our side or whatever.
Yeah.
Kind of. That'd be cool. But yeah, this first episode though, I really did enjoy it. It had a good pace. It had great animation. I enjoyed it a lot. It was like a lot of cool shots they were doing too, especially like.
I think it's Cloverworks actually too doing this is studio.
Oh, is it?
I think so.
I forgot. I didn't really.
Wise and Cloverworks, I believe, is what I saw in the credits.
Okay, then yeah, they've done several things. I can't off the top of my head. I can't think.
Yeah, off the top, I don't know. I know I've heard the studio name before, but yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so I had a lot of fun shots. Like when he walked into the orphanage and it kind of like zooms in on the kids' faces and it kind of looks fisheye. There's like a few scenes where I'm like, oh, this is really nicely done. And
the animation style of the kids though, those eyes just crack me up. They all just look fucking weird.
Just like sad.
Yeah. Even Anya too. She just heard it's just like big pupil or what is that? It's big eye and it's like a little tiny dot.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
That shit cracks me up.
Yeah, I did enjoy it though. What do you want to see from the season? I guess so. For what we've seen, what do you expect to see?
I think all in all, I like what they did so far. It had like a little bit of everything. You had your drama, and you had your comedy. You know, you had like your cute moments, like when she passed the test, and he was like, "You did it." He lifts her up, and he goes, "Oh God, I relaxed." Because he says, you know, he's like, "I don't relax, so all my pent up exhaustion hit me at once," and he just passes out on the floor, and she's like, "Don't die on me." Like the whole thing, it was just pretty great. I would like to see, like, obviously, I want to see like what the wife's role is in the whole thing. Whose side is she on? I do kind of like want to see like where the whole espionage thing goes. I don't want to see Anna get into danger, even though she already has once already. Anna's pretty damn adorable as far as like, you know, characters like that go. So I was like, she's pretty cool. I like Lloyd. I like the disguise thing.
The informant guy.
Yeah. Oh no, that's Frankie.
Oh, Frankie, what the fuck's Lloyd?
Lloyd Forger is his name.
Oh,
that's his alias
okay.
right now. Yeah. He's Lloyd Forger. They're the family of forgers.
Yeah.
So
I do enjoy that aspect of him being like a master of disguise.
That's so cool. Like yeah,
he's not like gonna fight. He could beat your ass, but like that's not his thing. He's like truly a spy. Like,
he's like, I will infiltrate you, and you will never know it's me. Like, where does he get the faces? Like, how does he throw those together so fast? Just these spot on costumes. Like he's like master of disguise, rips that shit off, and it's just like it's
there
me.
you go. It's master of disguise
every time. That's what it is.
Yeah, so I enjoyed it a lot. I think Twilight's a good character. They've shown, in just this first episode alone, they've shown a lot of depth to him. He's a businessman first, but we see that through Anya, he's learning how to be, you know, more in touch with his past self, which we learned he was an orphan himself. And he says how, like, her crying kind of reminds him of that. That's why he hates it so much. So, interesting to see maybe his upbringing and how he became such a spy.
Because at first he's like, I hate kids crying. You're like, wow, what an asshole. He's like, no, he hates the sound of kids crying because he doesn't want kids to cry anymore. He wants to create a world where the kids don't have to cry. So you're like, oh, okay, so you're actually not an asshole. You're just, you know, you don't know how to be in touch with your feelings. He's learning to be vulnerable now through a child. And that's what it is.
All business.
And it makes me wonder, too, like, I wonder what happened to him, because then you see him when he's crying as a child, like, everything's fucking destroyed around him. So it's like, I wonder, like, maybe they'll touch on his past a little bit, like, why he does what he does.
Yeah.
Or, like, what had happened back then. So who knows? And maybe Anna will find out through her fucking telepathy. Which I thought was funny, too. She, when she was trying to do the test, and she's reading all the other kids' minds.
The kids are
and
like,
they're like,
what the fuck
I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing.
Totally relatable. So she did pass that, I guess.
Yeah, so she didn't need to use her mind powers, which is really good. So that's a good sign for her.
I do find that kind of annoying that I get that she doesn't want to reveal it yet, but want her to just be like, hey, by the way, I can help you out.
I can help you. Yeah, I wanted to so bad to say. I was like, just tell him.
Like, don't put me back in the orphanage because I can help you with your mission because I can read everyone's mind.
I think it's funny too. Like, he's such like a super spy, but like just because I think she's a child, he just doesn't suspect her of being like a telepath.
Oh yeah.
And it's like you really don't make the connection. You're like, I wonder what she likes. She's like, I like peanuts. I don't like carrots.
Yeah.
And you're like, I was like, you didn't make the connection at all, super spy. Like, isn't that your whole thing?
Even then, I wonder if it's like I said, no one knows that telepaths exist in this world because it's more set in reality.
That's
so
true.
This could be like the beginning of like a bigger.
Because even the scientists, like I think, because Anna has like a voice flashback. He's like, we made you a telepath to help you create world peace.
Yeah.
So like I feel like maybe there's like now that I'm thinking about it now, maybe there's like a freedom fighter organization who's like a third organization trying to just like be neutral and like let's just be peaceful here, people. Let's not go to war.
Oh yeah.
So like maybe that's something they could be trying to do too. I don't know. Like I got all these ideas now. They're just out
rolling
there.
around.
Yeah. I didn't get to like talk about this last night. I just got to watch the show. But now that we're spitballing here, I'm like, ooh, I'm getting all these
It could
ideas.
go so far, yeah. Like again, like we said, we haven't read the manga yet, so we're just speculating here based off of what we've seen. Anime only watchers right now. So yeah, I think they could go a lot of ways with this show, and I'm interested in it so far. This definitely was so far living up to the hype of being the show of this season that everyone was kind of excited for
And wanted.
Yeah, and I'm surprised because usually stuff like this I'm not like super into because it's more kind of like comedy, slice of life type. But we're gonna get some action in there, and it's gonna be a fun story. I think overall, once it's all over.
I think that's what helped too, is that like there was the action, because like there's a point where like, especially like during this season, there's been a lot of like those comedy slice of life types, and it's like those are nice to an extent, but sometimes like I want to see some ass beat, and I want to see some killing, like I want to see some shit,
need some shonen.
So it's like it was nice to see like the action. I would like to see a little bit more action. Hopefully. That's what I'm saying. Like, hopefully, this is assassin wife of his. We're gonna see some, some shit going down, some fight. Because even that man, he had like he was the flour sacks for like fog cover when he was fighting.
Oh yeah,
and he fucked those 5 dudes up, and they were like, yeah, he's no amateur. This man's a pro.
Yeah, so he can't hold his own, but his main thing is disguises, which is cool. Great fashion sense. His suit, I love it.
Oh, absolutely. That man is dripping.
Good character design. Handsome man. I like Anya's design. Her pink hair is very iconic. And dude, I love what's his name? You said Frankie?
Frankie, yeah.
Frankie's design's great, and I enjoy him as a character so far. So yeah, everything so far that I've seen, I'm really into it. I'm gonna keep watching. Obviously, we are gonna keep watching to keep you guys in here watching our reviews. So overall, the episode, what would you give it a rating? Would you recommend it? Would you not recommend it?
I would definitely recommend it. Adding on, I know a lot of people talk about the OP and the ending song. I don't know if you listen to either of them or if you're kind of into that.
Oh, they haven't played it yet, have they?
No, well, I don't know if they played the opening. I know that I listened to the ending. The ending was pretty good. Yeah. I actually kind of liked it. It has like a chill vibe to it, a little bit of like kind of like rap almost to it. Okay. It was pretty good. I actually enjoyed that. So if you're kind of into like the music type sing or like the opening ending songs, like you might enjoy that too. Overall, I would say I didn't really have any gripes for the episode. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10 just because it's the first episode. I can't give it the perfect 10 out of 10 until I see what we got going on here. I was like, I can't really give you like, there wasn't really anything I really had to gripe on. If I had to gripe on anything, there's another anime I'm watching called Love of Kill. Frankie looks a lot like and talks and acts like one of the characters in that show.
So that's the one main gripe you have.
If there is a gripe, that is the only gripe. But I mean, obviously, I think SPYxFamily is going to be a bigger show than Love of Kill, which is kind of like another like mob spy like assassin type thing. Okay. So it's like kind of in the same genre, but I think obviously SPYxFamily is going to be way bigger. But 9 out of 10 for me. Go watch the show. It's pretty good.
I would agree. It's a great episode, great first episode, good hook. Hopefully they can maintain that pace and energy. It seems like it could be very concise and like dense and not like kind of stray off and do too much filler. So even though there's not like a big story so far, but I do like what we got so far. I would say same thing here, probably like a 9 out of 10 for a first episode as they go. Recommend it. Yes, go watch it. It's on Crunchyroll and Hulu. And so see you guys in the next one. Hopefully you guys enjoy this little discussion we had. Let us know down below some of your thoughts on the first episode. Please don't spoil it again.
Please.
We don't read the manga.
We don't like that.
But thank you guys for watching. Catch you guys in the next one. Until next time, peace out.
Bye.